G'day everybody. Asset sales. The long silence. How New Zealand learnt to live in the looted house. So what happens after a heist when no one calls the police? New Zealand was stripped, sold, and then told to move on. This is the story of what happened after Rogernomics and why the silence that followed says just as much as the chaos that came before. By 1999, we'd stopped resisting. The country was like a burglary victim who'd swept up the glass and learnt to sleep with one ear open. Rogernomics and Ruthanasia had torn through everything: rail, energy, banks, airlines. The state shrank, markets ruled, and when the mess got too obvious, when rail needed repurchasing or Air New Zealand needed rescuing, the political class treated it like an awkward one-off, not proof the whole plan was broken. We didn't fix things, we adapted. Power companies became gentle with one job: maximise shareholder value. Governments raked in dividends while prices rose. Kiwis rationed heat and hot water while companies posted record profits. Food banks became the norm. Banking services disappeared from small towns. Whole regions depended on corporates run from Sydney. And no one blinked. It was just how things were now. Enter John Key, smiling like your mate who just sold your car. Between 2011 and 2014, his government ran the mixed ownership model. Sell 49% of major assets, keep 51%, call it investment, not privatisation. It was clever, slick, politically palatable, and over time the same thing happened. Institutional investors and Aussie banks quietly tightened their grip. Again, the public lost ownership, and the Crown doubled down on dividends from companies that kept prices high. No riots this time, just shrugs. By the 2010s, the model was so entrenched that even talking alternatives felt naive. Suggesting public ownership was like asking for free milk in the 1970s All Blacks. Charming, nostalgic, politically irrelevant. Labour tinkered, National polished. Nobody seriously challenged the idea that core infrastructure should make profits off ordinary Kiwis. And if you noticed your power bill was insane while government owned 51% of the company behind it, well, shh. The long silence isn't about a lack of words. There were white papers and reviews, but none of them named what really happened. New Zealand ran the most extreme version of Reagan-Thatcher neoliberalism in the developed world, and when it didn't work, we quietly decided to live with it. We convinced ourselves there was no choice, that other small countries didn't exist, that selling, floating, and restructuring were just modern realities. But Treasury's own leaked briefings call it what it was: the biggest wealth transfer in our history, from many to few, public to private. We were robbed, then we were told it was Then we were told it was inevitable, and then we taught ourselves to stop asking. But silence is not neutrality, it's compliance, and the cost shows up in power bills, rent, closed schools, and kids living cold. The salesmen are back again, briefcases in hand. The question is, are we going to keep pretending we still don't hear the footsteps in the hallway? Well, thanks for being here. Please take a look at the extended article on the website, and I hope to see you back soon. Cheers. Goodbye.